Okay, it's my turn to take over.
Thank you.
Okay. It's good to see so many friends here again. I think we've been together a few times. So firstly, a warm welcome to your country. So I should be sat there, you should be stood over here. But also a warm welcome to our dream garage. I hope you like it. It's something a little bit different. I'm just going to say a few words about Chevrolet and some of the things that we're doing with our partners. 1 or 2 words about the cars, but you'll get more feel about the cars tomorrow. First thing I'd like to talk about is Chevrolet, the 4th biggest car brand in the world. Last year we sold 4.77 million cars in 140 countries. That's a new Chevrolet sold somewhere in the world every 6 seconds. Now this year, January to June, we've done 2.46 million cars so far. So we're on track to beat last year, which was our best ever year in our centenary. But Europe is a difficult marketplace. I think we all watch the news and we all see the difficult economic conditions. So how do we fare here? Well, I'm pleased to say that here in Europe, we continue to grow. This year, January to June, we're about 8% higher than we were last year in a market that's 8% down. So despite difficult conditions, more and more customers are still coming to buy Chevrolets, which is great news. Before I talk a little bit about the cars, some of the things that we're doing is the branding with our partners. And the first thing I'd like to talk about is Young Creative Chevrolet. I think many of you are familiar with Young Creative Chevrolet. It's become a brand in its own right, and this is the 6th year. So it's a European Design Award for very talented young designers. And it now covers 280 schools and more than 1,000 entries in 2012, covering video, photography, the graphic arts and fashion. It's a great showcase for these young designers to really try and show what they're capable of, to test themselves against the competition that's out there, and to learn as they go. But I'm pleased to say that from Central and Eastern Europe, this year of the 12 possible award winners, 9 come from Central and Eastern Europe. So we have a super talented group here. Okay, so that's a little bit about Young Creative Chevrolet. Now I'd like to talk about SOS Children's Village. I don't know how familiar you are with it, but really it is a charity that supports children in need with a family, providing them a family and a future. It operates in 140 countries, and last year, to celebrate Chevrolet's centenary, we donated 100 cars across Europe. 35 of those cars were in Central and Eastern Europe, including 2 in Croatia. Now this year we wanted to continue that relationship with SOS Children's Village, so what we decided to do for a start, when it came to this launch event, we decided it would be nice to bring representatives of the SOS Children's Village here to Opatija. And we spent a fabulous day last week with children and mothers from the schools and from the SOS Children's Village. And in many cases, it was the first time they'd ever left the country, they'd ever flown, and certainly in one case, the first time he'd ever had ice cream. So brand new experiences for them. But for us who joined as part of that, it really gave a good feel about what we're doing in helping supporting. We celebrated their attendance here by providing them with a cheque for €110,000 to cover projects across 11 national countries in Central and Eastern Europe. So it really was a fabulous day, and we finished it in a good and positive way. Okay, a quick word about football, because this is the first time Chevrolet in 101 years of history have got involved in the beautiful game. So why choose football? Well, we chose it for its youth, its energy, and its passion. And we particularly took on board and entered in a relationship with 2 major soccer clubs, Manchester United and Liverpool. So why pick those 2 particular clubs? Well, firstly, some facts about the Premiership Football League. In the Premiership, last year, the Premiership was shown in 643 million households across the season. More than 4.7 billion people watched soccer games from the Premiership, and one of the mid-season games for Manchester United actually had a higher viewing circulation than the Super Bowl. So really is a huge target audience. And across those two particular clubs, they have a global fan base of more than 900 million fans. Thankfully, I'm one of them, but only for Manchester United, which happens to be my home team. So I'm a great supporter. Interestingly, for Central and Eastern Europe, is in the Champions League draw this season, we will play a team called CRF Cluj from Romania. We play them, if I'm not mistaken, on the 2nd of October in Romania. What's interesting about the club is that the owner of the club is also the owner of the Chevrolet dealer in Cluj. So we have a vested interest. We can't lose in that game. We support both sides. We also look to support football at the grassroots level. And we've entered into an association with a charity called One World Football. Now, I could talk to you about the great things that One World Football do, but here's somebody more famous who's perhaps going to tell you a little bit more.
You know, like many great ideas, it started with a moment of inspiration.
I was watching a news clip about traumatized young refugees in Darfur. They were playing soccer on dirt with a ball they'd made by tying trash together with twine. It really hit me. These kids had such strong spirit, and they deserve better. And I had a vision for something that I could do.
Tim and I were chatting, and he mentioned this idea for an indestructible soccer ball. A ball would never wear out, never go flat, never need a pump. So even on the harshest of terrain and the worst of conditions, the ball could survive and the kids could still play. And I said, wow, yeah, let's make it.
When we tested the first rough prototype on the ground in Rwanda, Haiti, and Iraq, it was already infinitely better than a wad of trash or a bottle. It took a few rounds of testing, but we ultimately perfected the design and created a ball as durable as the spirits of the kids who need it. The One World Football has been introduced in 120 countries around the world, working with over 100 different organizations united by a common mission to use the idea of sport to resolve conflicts, teach tolerance and equality, and help kids recover from trauma, but there is still much to do.
The way it works is very simple. For every One World Football purchased, a second ball is donated to the deserving youth. The goal of the One World Football project is to distribute indestructible soccer balls wherever they're needed, to impoverished areas, refugee camps, conflict zones, and UN hotspots all over the world. With the help of Chevrolet, we are now bringing the power of play to the children who need it most. The One World Football project will help those children discover their own heroic potential.
When you see the smiles light up on these kids' faces, it melts your heart, and it makes you feel like a hero.
One world is enough if we can support each other with kindness, caring, and compassion. It's a simple idea, but it makes all the difference in the world.
Do you like the idea? We believe at Chevrolet that every day is an opportunity to do something great, so it's a well-worthy cause. This is an example. Now it's a super durable football for One World. Please don't spend the whole evening trying destroying it. It is a challenge, and we do need the ball back afterwards. They're having fun with it. So those are just some of the things that Chevrolet are doing as a brand in supporting the wider audience. But it begins and ends with great cars and great products. So tonight I'd like to introduce two cars to you very quickly, the Malibu and the Cruze station wagon. So this is the new Chevrolet Malibu. It's the 8th generation of a brand name that has 48 years of history. But this is the first time the Malibu's come to Europe. It's for sale in 93 countries. But again, rather than talk about Malibu, let's have a quick film. Okay, you'll get a chance, obviously, to drive and to know the car better tomorrow, but we're delighted at Chevrolet to have this as our new top-of-the-range car. You'll be able to test tomorrow the 2.4-litre petrol, 164 horsepower version, or the 2-litre diesel, 160 horsepower. Both are 6-speed transmissions, manual or automatic. Great cars. We're really pleased that they can join our family here and to sell them. And then the second car that I'd like to introduce you tonight is the new Chevrolet Cruze station wagon, the final member of the Cruze family, the world's best-selling Chevrolet. Since 2009, we've sold more than 1.5 million Cruzes. And the addition of the new body style is important to us because the segment that the Cruze is in is the largest European segment. And as part of that segment, the station wagon forms more than 8% of the total European marketplace. So again, it provides Chevrolet with a great opportunity to reach even more customers. Again, here's a short film. So the new Cruze station wagon, it's a great design, it's spacious, it's practical, and it has really good road holding and driving dynamics as you'd expect, as it's based on the car which we're winning the World Touring Car Championship with. We've won it twice, I'm sure we'll win it 3 times. We took the opportunity as well in introducing the new station wagon to add new engines to our range. And we've added a 1.7 turbo diesel engine and a 1.4 turbo gasoline engine at the same time. You'll also find start-stop technology and push-button start on it. And as we roll out the range, you'll see the inclusion of the new infotainment system that we're using, which we call MyLink. MyLink is what we call bring your own device because it connects with your smartphone, and we believe that's the way of the future in terms of developing in-car infotainment. So that's just a few words about the cars and the offers that we've got. Thank you for listening to me. We're now going to go to dinner. It's always a pleasure to be here in Croatia and to spend some time with you. My team and I are ready to answer any questions that you have. Thanks again. Thank you. Can't turn it off. My football back. I can lose a car when I can't lose the football.
Sad jasni moramo reći. Ti su čisti, da.